What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. It is your boy Pokestacks here. Today we have a lot to talk about, and most importantly, we're going to be talking about Sword and Shield and the investments you should be looking into this week. Most importantly, this week, I think so. As always, guys, go ahead and join the Discord. We have so much going on. Just added a list of whole new channels, so if you guys have more questions related to singles, seal talk, whatever, go ahead and join. A link in the comment section and description. And as always, guys, I am not a financial advisor, so whatever I do say, please take it for your own advice and do your own research as markets do change. Let's hop into this. So I do want to make something very, very clear straight off the bat, guys, and pay attention here, okay? You guys really need to. I drew out this line right here, this timeline of Pokemon and the era of history. As a lot of you guys know, Mega Evolutions just got announced, and what this means, we are hopping into a whole new era of Pokemon cards, right? We are transitioning from Scarlet and Violet into Mega Evolution. Now, I do want to say one thing really, really clear, guys. What do we see right now in the market? We see that right now Scarlet and Violet is the new set, obviously, right, as we speak. Sword and Shield is the older modern era, and Sun and Moon is just there. Now, I have the four modern card sets that you guys still talk about. We still see, we talk about tag teams from Sun and Moon, we talk about V-Stars, we talk about EXs, so this is all new, still stuff relevant today. Now, what's gonna happen, guys, right? And this is a fact. This is something you can't deny. We're gonna go. The new era is gonna be Mega Evolution. We're gonna transition from Mega Evolution to Scarlet and Violet being the next last era. To put this in perspective, guys, Sword and Shield is practically going to be the Sun and Moon now, if you think about it that way, right? Because we're gonna go from Mega Evolution to Scarlet and Violet, then we're gonna go from Scarlet and Violet to Sword and Shield. And Sword and Shield, to what sort of make it easier for us to understand, guys, is going to be the Sun and Moon, right? We're going to be 2 eras behind for one of the best Pokemon eras in history. That's what I like to say, as always. Which, if you guys really don't think about this, if you guys really don't put that in perspective, I think this is going to change prices for Sword and Shield across the entire board. I think we're going to see prices, in my opinion, for Sword and Shield go through the roof as Mega Evolution gets confirmed, whatever, right? It already has been confirmed, but you know what I'm saying, right? As more products get released, etc., etc. So what I'm saying here, guys, is I think across the entire board, from Crown Zenith to Brilliant Stars to all of these major sets, I think this will be the last time we will ever really see them at this price. Now, I do want to make it pretty clear, guys, I'm not saying, right, that this will happen. I'm not saying that this is guaranteed that this stuff will go up. Of course, we can't deny what has been happening recently. We still are seeing a lot of people find Crown Zenith at Walmart. We're still seeing a lot of actually, ETBs, including Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars, being found at vending machines. You guys have to do your own research on that. I have to go check my own to make sure it's 100% real. But what we're seeing here, guys, is just a lot of volume. We're still seeing some Sword and Shield circulate through, and I'm not saying that when Mega Evolution comes out we're gonna see the set totally go bye-bye, because if you guys remember, when Scarlet and Violet came out, there were still Sun and Moon, right? There was still Sun and Moon out there. However, what do we realize, guys, when we hit the end of Scarlet and Violet, right? What happened when we hit the end of Scarlet and Violet? We saw no more Sun and Moon. So it's sort of like when we hit the end of Mega Evolution, right, however long this might be, 2 years maybe, right, we will see the official end of Sword and Shield, and everything, guys, that we all love, from V-Stars to Evolving Skies, will be gone in the books. So I'm not saying, right, that Scarlet Sword and Shield is going to disappear, right, as soon. No, I'm not saying that. In fact, I disagree with that. However, what I am saying, guys, is that we are transitioning to a whole new era, so practically labeled on Sword and Shield will practically be Sun and Moon, right? If you think about it that way, I'm just trying to make it a good way for you guys to visualize, if that makes sense. So products I'm currently looking into this week, most importantly across the entire board, guys, is ETBs, because I feel like ETBs, are just very special products, and of course booster boxes. But one thing about ETBs that I really do like, and I always do talk about this a lot, is I always talk about 3 categories when you come to a product. You either have the collector's item, the price to pack ratio, or the aesthetic, right? The aesthetic is going to be the UPC, it's going to be that. The collector's item is going to be the ETB, and the price to pack ratio is going to be the Blooming Waters and the Scene Sky collection. So I'm not saying that all of those are bad buys, because, guys, every single purchase you do make, right, does have really strong protective growth, right? You even go for the mini tins if you want. However, If you look at the ETB, guys, up 250% past month. Oh my god, past month, that would have been crazy. Past year, very, very strong. We have the Blooming Waters. I keep calling this Blooming Waters. I'm sorry. We have Sea and Sky Collection, guys. Past year, go up 100%. So whatever you do believe in, if you believe in the ETB, if you believe in the price to pack ratio, go ahead and, in my opinion, pick those products up kind of soon, I think, right? Of course, guys, this is all my opinion, so I can't push it that far. But that's practically what I'm saying. And what I see here, right, is the graph for both of these products, guys, look very, very strong, right? They're not turning down. They're not having massive pullbacks. Of course, guys, having a pullback in the market is very healthy, so never forget that. You know, when a lot of people see a pullback, they get scared and they think no. Having a pullback is very healthy. The ETB, in my opinion, has that's a very, very high angle graph, bro. That's something like almost 40 degrees. It's crazy of just growth. So it's very, very strong. And whatever you do believe in, you know, you believe in the aestheticness, the price to pack ratio for each set, go ahead and do your own research into that. We also have Brilliant Stars, which, guys, I can't stress this set enough, bro. Like, if you guys have been watching my videos, then you know how much I glaze this set, and there's a reason I do. I'll go over it for 2 minutes one more time for those of you guys who are new to this channel. Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, is the best Sword and Shield set ever right now as we speak for its price. And no, I'm not saying that to sound crazy or as a crazy YouTuber, but hear me out, please, and thank you. This set, guys, is not that bad. I mean, we have a Brilliant Stars Pokemon Center ETB right now going for 150, which in my opinion is pretty affordable for a Pokemon Center ETB. But let's not forget why this set is so special, guys. We have a Charizard Alternative Art as the chase card. We have an Umbreon. We have a Sylveon. We have an Arceus. We have a Mimikyu. We have a Charizard V-Star. We have a Marnie's Pride. We have a Vaporeon, a Moltres, a Zekrom, a Zapdos, a Cynthia card, a Flareon, a Jolteon, and an Articuno. All of those Pokemon cards you guys heard me just say are all from one set. And if you guys heard me say all of those, then you know what each Pokemon is, right? I'm not saying no Lululemon card. What is this called? Luminion, right? Luminion you might not know, but all of those cards, guys, that I did just say, you guys know. And those are very, very strong Pokemon. So I do think this set is very underrated for its chase cards. And most importantly, I do think that this set really never got the recognition it deserved. In my opinion, I invested a lot in Brilliant Stars, and I don't regret any single penny I do, because I still believe in this set for long term. But I was expecting, guys, with how old this set is now compared to Lost Origin and stuff like that, I thought this set would be a lot better in terms of pricing. And you guys could have your slight arguments in the comment section. Well, Pokestocks, I would like to disagree because, like, you guys can go to say that, but I really do believe in this set. And maybe, right, maybe I could be right and this set is still pretty good. But, you know, at one point, guys, this set was very you know, very neglected, and I still think it is. Even though we've seen a massive push for 190%, 170% in the past year for the Pokemon Center ETB, for 150, guys, when we speak right now, when we have prismatic ETBs, when we have stuff nearly reaching that mark just for the basic version, just imagine how strong this will go as its Pokemon Center, right? So very strong in my opinion. We saw the regular Brilliant Stars ETB going for less than $100. We have the Build and Battle Stadium going for $100. The booster box might be a little bit out of people's range for $400 right now. I know that's a bit expensive, but I still think, guys, there's some great opportunity in this set in my opinion. And I do believe, I really do believe, and I'm waiting for that one time, guys. I'm just waiting when the scalpers just press that green button and this set just skyrockets. Scalpers, please make this. I'm kidding. Nope, scalpers are bad. Yep, chat. Next up, guys, I do want to talk about Silver Tempest because I really haven't talked about this set too much. In fact, it's been one of the few sets I've actually neglected due to the fact that, I don't know, I just haven't looked at it. But in my opinion, guys, I feel like the set still has that same problem right now, right? And I'm not saying, you know, you guys could argue that, you know, these sets aren't that strong, but they are, dude. And hear me out. Here's why Brilliant Stars is better than Silver Tempest in 3 sentences. The chase cards of Silver Tempest are Lugia, Rayquaza, Blaziken, and that's it. The chase cards of Brilliant Stars are Charizard, Umbreon, Sylveon, a Charizard V-Star Rainbow Rare, a Mimikyu, an Arceus, a Vaporeon, a Zekrom, a Jolteon, the list goes on. So if you think about it that way as well, that might be a good comparison. But guys, we still have these Build and Battle Stadiums going for $95, and these include 12 packs of Silver Tempest, which in my opinion is a very strong to the fact of like, okay, maybe this isn't that bad, guys. You're getting a third of a booster box for less than $100. Let's also not forget the fact that, these cards are pretty cheap. The Silver Tempest CTP is also rising, but guys, for prices for 85, like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think Sword and Shield is just really neglected on right now. As I was saying in my last video, my previous one, we have a lot of hype, guys, right now around Mega Evolution, around everything. You can look up this week of Pokemon investing, and you guys will see every single Pokemon YouTuber talking about the major sets, most likely for the views and stuff like that. However, I try to give you guys the best advice and my best opinion right now as we speak. I sort of said this last video that, instead of going where everyone else is going, go a little bit of a different path and try to find what you can find right now. And I believe, these Sword and Shield sets, guys, right now as we speak, are those hidden paths right now, right? Because this is going to be the Sun and Moon. This will eventually become the Sun and Moon, and no matter if you hold it for long term or short term, I believe you're going to see some good growth. Obviously, long term is way better in my opinion. And if you hold this for 2 years, guys, just imagine how much an ETB will be. I can't picture the price. I'm not saying it's going to be $1,000 because that's not realistic, right? But I'm saying it might be a few $100s for an ETB at that point. I don't know. I can't answer that question with guarantee, but that's where I'm going with it. We have Lost Origin as well. I don't really like Lost Origin just due to the fact of why the set is so hyped, because it's literally not even that good, bro. And hear me out. We literally have one chase card. It's a Giratina, and that's practically it, guys. I mean, this set, in my opinion, is just really mid, and this is why I believe Brilliant Stars is so much better, right? Instead of just going for one chase card, guys, you can open Brilliant Stars and be happy with anything you pull on the first page. I mean, I would be so stoked with the Charizard, and I would also be so stoked with the Umbreon V. I mean, honestly, so cool, man. And the great thing about this stuff is that, like, Brilliant Stars offers that variety. When you have a booster box for Brilliant Stars going for 400 and a Lost Origin one going for 5, that really makes you think, guys, why are people paying so much more for these older sets when some of them aren't even getting the recognition they deserve, right? So I love to always think about stuff that way. We have the Charizard UPC, which is really pushing in price, and I'll be talking about that probably in the next video, but not this one, because yeah, that had its own mind of its own. We have the ETB for Lost Origin hitting 110, and prices across the board, guys, for this set are just really high in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and really pass on Lost Origin. I picked up a lot of it when it was still affordable, and I just went with the flow, right? People really like this set, so I'll put some money in it, even though I really don't like it that much compared to the other sets that are still available. And then we have Astral Radiance, which is the same thing I still believe in, guys. I don't think Astral Radiance is that strong of a set, because you literally just have a Machamp and a Garchomp and a Palkia. I mean, okay, sure, you can argue those are pretty strong cards, but, compared to Brilliant Stars, guys, these sets have no comparison. I think so. So, that's what I'm sort of going with all of this that I'm seeing right now. Dude, I remember seeing this shit at freaking Sam's Club, bro, and I never picked it up because I was just really scared. I was scared. I believe I was scared of, hold on, let me see. They're selling for like 125. I was just really scared of not seeing the strong growth in this. This was before the hype, by the way, before the massive one, so oh well. But yeah, that's what I sort of see in Astral right now, compared to all the other sets. It's Sword and Shield, so probably will go up. And I do want to give a quick little talk, guys, about Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is going to the moon. And wait, let me rephrase that. Delete what I just said. Let me restart my conversation. Let's talk about Evolving Skies. So I do want to go over one comment in my previous video that really was mentioned towards Evolving Skies. And I'm not saying this as hate at all, guys. I really do respect everyone's opinion, right? And I always try to give you guys my best answer. Someone said in my last video, Pokestocks, stop saying Evolving Skies is a bad investment, because a lot of people who do have a lot of money who do want to invest, you're practically turning them away from Evolving Skies. However, what I was practically saying here, guys, when talking about Evolving Skies, is that buying a booster box for $2,000 or buying an ETB for $300 is very expensive. And I always try to go for the average collector, right? Not every collector has 10 grand, and not every collector has 1,000, right? And it's very, I think, respectful to do that. And I do respect that guy's comment. Of course, people who do watch my videos do have a lot of money and do want to invest. So I'm not saying Evolving Skies is a bad set, guys, because obviously numbers don't lie, and we know that prices are very high. Obviously, Evolving Skies booster box today is 2K, and imagine what it'll be next year. Can't say the price of that because I can't predict, but it'll obviously be a lot higher, right? So I'm not saying the set's a bad investment. However, I always try to give you guys what is good right freaking now, right? In terms of like being the most affordable, what's the best way to say it? The most, like, you know, price to pack ratio thing, however you really want to just say it in terms of that. And I think Evolving Skies, to be completely honest with you guys, I think the set had its massive pump, right? I think the people who bought Evolving Skies at $100 for a booster box, who bought an ETB at $30 at Costco, are the real winners, right? And of course, as I said, I do think that the set will continue to grow. But just going on with my point, I don't know, man. I just think Evolving Skies is just way too out of a lot of people's pockets right now. You know, a lot of people don't have $5,000 just to buy one booster box or two booster boxes, right? It's a very, very expensive set. It's the Gucci right now of Sword and Shield. And I do think there's a lot of better buying opportunities, guys, that not so much in price, but more so in percentage, we'll see a lot better growth than Evolving. So that's my opinion. And one thing you guys have to remember is at the end of the day, when a set gets more and more and more and more and more expensive, right? When we see Evolving Skies booster box hit $5,000, I'm not going to say that it will happen, you know, freaking this month or whatever, right? Let me rephrase. Oh my god, what did I just say? Let me rephrase that. When we see Evolving Skies booster boxes hit 5K in the next few years, whatever, that's what I meant to say, guys. I'm sorry. I was just looking at my phone. The buy volume is going to decrease rapidly, right? I mean, we can even take a look at this now, guys. We literally had no sales. We had a few, you know, yesterday. We had a few the 9th, but a lot of people aren't even buying the booster box, bro. We only had one. We had two. I'm sorry. We had two of them being purchased within the past few days, guys. Just two, right? Because a lot of people don't have $2,000. So you have to remember, as prices for these products get more and more and more and more expensive, the buy volume is going to really creep down. And there's a big reason for that, right? Because a lot of people don't have that money. A lot of people don't have that massive pocket. And I did have someone say, you know, they actually disagree with what I'm saying, because they bought a Roaring Skies booster box for, I don't know, whatever, like $1,500, and right now they're going for like $2K. I would sort of like 100% want to say, man, congratulations, because obviously, you know, you did buy, I don't know, I think he said he bought it for like 600, whatever it might be. But you guys have to remember, these sets are very expensive, bro. As one person buys it for 600, the next price most likely will be 900. Why is that? It's market manipulation. It's the owner having that ability to do that. And you guys could see this shit, right? I'm not kidding when I say this to you. The last two on TCG player go from 3,000, 3,400, and then up to 20 grand. Why 20 grand? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's very, very stupid. And that's what I'm getting worried about investing into Evolving Skies, right? And of course, this is my opinion, guys. You know, buying Evolving, where did it go, bro? Oh my god. Well, anyway, just visualizing the graph. When Evolving Skies comes to this point of Roaring Skies or whatever, guys, whatever you want to think about it, if you could picture it in that way of like, wow, so this is going to be a very interesting era. Will Evolving Skies get to this point of people selling it for 4 grand and then 20 grand? It might happen. I'm not saying it will. It might. And in all honesty, it could. Obviously, it's going to take a long time to get there, but you guys are starting to see it right now, right? To only have two booster boxes sold in the past few days really does show that there really isn't that much buy volume and demand. And it's very important, guys, to use numbers, to use logistics, to use opinions, to use everyone's advice. Not everyone's advice, you know what I'm saying, everyone's thoughts, and combine them all together to really get this really good reasoning. And that's what I've done, right? I've heard other people, I've studied the graphs, and I've seen this. You know, Roaring Skies, guys, someone bought it for 600. Of course, you could sell it right now for 3 grand, but who's gonna buy it for 3 grand is the question. Because look at 623, 68, literally only the past few months, we only had 5 of these sold, bro. It's crazy saying that, because that's what's happening, right? Going to a card show and trying to sell this on display, trying to say, hey man, you want to buy my Roaring Skies booster box? A lot of people are going to pass on that, including myself. I would not invest $3,000 into this booster box, because I'm trying to go for the modern product that's still available. It still can be liquidated. That still could be, you know, see some strong growth. This is just a very, very interesting thing, and that's one issue I think that happens with a lot of people with Pokemon, is when they get really, really into vintage product and vintage singles, whatever you want to call it, they become a lot harder to sell. Because if you guys realize that 90% of the market, I think, right now is just for modern, right? Including myself. I'm not going to be investing too much into Sun and Moon anymore, because I know selling Sun and Moon is going to be a lot harder than selling Scarlet and Violet. Or I'm not going to invest a lot into XY, because I know buying an XY ETB, right? Whatever. I'm just saying that. Buying an XY ETB is going to be a lot harder to sell. You really, out of the 100 people that come to your booth at a card show, probably only 2 to 3, in my opinion, are going to be actually interested in buying that. A lot of people are going to find it really cool. Oh, dude, look, he has an XYETB, bro. That's sick. But people realize, hey, it's $4,000. Yeah, I can't buy that. There obviously might be a few people who are interested, but you know what I'm saying, right? Get my point, and I hope you guys do get that across the board. That is a yapping for today, bro. I can't go through these art sets, guys, because we're about to cross over 20 minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all this did make sense. And if you guys did, go ahead and enjoy. Go ahead and join the Discord. Join everything, chat, and have a wonderful day. It looks like this guy just caught a freaking Walmart restock, bro. If you guys can scroll up right here, congratulations, man. If I was at this Walmart restock, I'd probably pick up, in all honesty, I'd probably pick up the Paradox Rift packs, because, listen, bro, to get Pokemon at Walmart, bro, how crazy is that? That's really, really rare in my opinion. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, chat.